it's Elisa again, and sorry, I keep doing it. The reason why I'm making this video is because I was having a discussion on a forum. I was having a discussion. I just participated into this discussion, and it's about transsexuals, and it's about, sorry, I always have issue with my French. It was about living in stealth, which means, and I think I've already made a video about this. Stealth, which means, where nobody knows that you're trans, kind of thing. I don't really understand, like you have a job and nobody knows that you're transsexual. This obviously can happen after years of having fully transition and hormones and all of that, and surely can happen just for a few people as well, or for some people that are more genetically inclined, maybe because of their size, height, voice, I don't know. However, this made me feel pretty shit, having to hear this opinion of these ladies that apparently live in complete stealth, so nobody knows about them, they have a job where nobody knows about them, and they are sure 100% that there's nothing that gives them away, and obviously with my insecurity, this reflects on me as, oh my god, so not possible, I'm so not in stealth. Everybody knows I'm trans, and yeah, maybe not. Sorry, this bit is longer than that bit. It's really messed up. Anyway, everybody knows I'm trans. At work, everybody knows I am. I've transitioned at work, so obviously they know. And yeah, I don't, even when I went to university and I joined groups of people that didn't previously know me, I think it was pretty clear after a little bit that I was trans, from a number of things, from my voice, that I've worked on a little bit. I could work on it harder, but I can't be bothered. And my height, I'm very tall, so that in itself makes people suspicious. Mind you, I don't think it, is so much determinative of anything really. Or any number of things. Once I met this guy, and then he told me that he understood that I was from my boobs, because he thought, that I had a boob job, and then it kind of from then that he started thinking, and then it came to that conclusion. It didn't stop him from shutting me up though, and everything else. So yeah, I don't really see, I don't know, I'm quite dual about this, because on one hand there is this part of me that thinks I can't think of anything worse, first of all, than living a life where if people knew about me, then they would freak out, or going to a work where people cannot know about me. It's really bad. That means you can't have a sincere working relationship with anybody, because, or that you can't be, I can't think of any word. I'm a very, very open person, so basically maybe I'm too open, but I just don't hide a lot from people around me, to be honest, about me. If I have a problem, I will talk about it. It's not the first, being trans is not the first thing I mention when I see somebody, when we have a conversation with anybody. But then as I get to know the person a little bit, then I will mention it, you know. And usually they know it, you know. So yeah, I don't really see how. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. So yeah, I was saying I'm dual about this, because on one hand there's the principle, you know, that makes me think, you know, I wouldn't want a life like that. I don't totally agree with it either, because I think, yeah, well then if these people, you know, if you it's a life of life. You can't hide who you are or not accept it like that, you know. And if you deal with people that if they knew about you that they will reject you, then you're dealing with transphobic people, and then you're really going against, you know, yourself and people like you. What are you gonna do when they make a comment about somebody that is obviously transgender? Are you gonna just sit and listen to it and not say anything? I find this like a horrible way of living. At the same time, I think maybe, you know, at the moment it's not a possibility for me. It's not something that I contemplate. It's not. I don't think I'm a. I basically don't think I would pull it off like that. So maybe I also, my view comes from my kind of lack of confidence, in the sense that, you know, I cannot foresee a moment where I'll be 100% possible in under all respect. I mean, I am on my everyday life, but I'm saying when I'm talking to people and stuff. So I, you know, maybe not foreseeing that, I kind of go, well, that's, you know, that's a shit way of living. But maybe, you know, in a few years, I don't know, maybe things will be different. Maybe, you know, we'll get to that point where, you know, I will think, oh well, actually this complete stage of possibility, this self thing is possible, and maybe I will think differently about it. I doubt it. I doubt both. I doubt that there will be, you know, a moment when nobody will know about me, or that nobody will not be able to understand. And I kind of doubt that I will change this perspective. But, you know, never say never. And also, like, I do know that, you know, as you go on, as you transition, things do change. Your mind frame does change, and, you know, what I think now is not what I thought 3 years ago, 4 years ago. It's you know, as circumstances changes, then you change your mind, and but yeah, yeah, I don't know whether, again, if it comes from me not being confident enough to positively think that one day I will get to that point of not being read, so to speak, as trans, or if, you know, this is just the best way of being for me. But yeah, I found it rather upsetting as a conversation, because at the end of the day, you know, we should talk about self-acceptance and love for ourselves, and we should, like, help ourselves first of all, and other people to come to terms with ourselves, you know, and make peace with ourselves, and be at peace, and communicate that peace to other people, and that none of that really can be done if nobody knows about you. You know, what it's gonna change if you live your life and your work colleagues don't know about you, and you didn't show them anything, anything new. You didn't, you know, they're not gonna see other transgender people in a different light because they know you. That won't happen because they don't know that you're transgender. So, you know, I understand that can be a necessity for some people. I totally understand. I understand the practicality of it. I understand. I am the first person that think, you know, passing in public is important, not so much for inner peace, but for outer peace, because obviously you can go through, you know, abuse and you know, shit like that if you don't really pass. So, you know, getting to that point is important for transsexual women. But this, you know, and I understand that some people don't have the luxury to choose their job, and, you know, in some positions, you know, if they can afford to be completely self, then maybe they, you know, they wouldn't know where else to go, and that's the situation. But that, what I mean is, that's not a life situation that you want to aspire to, you know, where you're given the choice, you know, would you really aspire to that? Is that a goal to live a life like that? I don't know. I'm not sure about that. I'm quite, like, as I said, I'm so used to the opposite. Everybody knows at work, and I don't know, in a way it kind of turns into a bit of the opposite, because you become a little special, if anything. And being special is good. It doesn't mean being different. It means that you're special. Like, everybody is special for something, you know? Anyway, so here are my thoughts, and I suppose I also needed to kind of like get it out of my system a little bit, because, you know, sitting there and reading these things, it just made me feel inadequate, and there's no need. There's really no need. Okay, bye bye.